Welcome to Off-Grid Victory. So it's nice and wet here in the Ozarks. Great day to burn, not a great day to start a fire, but a brother of mine was telling me that he's seen some YouTube videos of people burning out stumps with steel barrels, 55-gallon barrels, and so I decided to do my own attempt. This particular barrel, as you can see, is a little bit wider than the trunk base. So what I was really trying to do here is to get a rocket stove effect and cover the entire base of this thing. But at this point, I'm just going to leave it and see how it goes. I attempted to start in this wet weather, which wasn't great, but it is working. I had to add a little bit more stovepipe. So this is the design here. Alrighty. Yeah, it's pretty darn large. But I have the stovepipe there. It's in two sections there. This was leftover stovepipe from a brother, and he allowed me to use it. So I thought I'd put it to good use since he requested the video. So at any rate, I thought it was kind of appropriate. This barrel was from a red dye. I think there's like a brand name for it here. It's oh, it's down there. Yeah, Red Lake Dispersion. Anyway, OB. This stuff is just nasty. It's the red dye that they use for things like oh, you go to the to the grocers and you find something that's like a devil's cake that's kind of reddish. Well, that's the junk that they normally put into it. It is food grade. I mean, yeah, it says right here. Here, let me see if I can turn the camera around. It does say like you can be used in food production. It's certified by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Yeah, whatever that means. So anyway, I'm using it as a burn barrel, and what I did was I cut an 8-inch hole at the base of it. I didn't cut through the ring, obviously, the lip part of it. This particular one had a lid, so I guess if I wanted to use it as I don't know, an outdoor stove, I could put that back on and burn with this thing. But for now, it's just a trunk thing. And so yeah. So what I did here is I cut a I believe this is an 8-inch pipe. I cut an 8-inch pipe here. As you can see, here's the cut. So I cut that and the square hole, circular hole here to fit that in. I gotta put some screws in this to lock it down. So right now it's just kind of testing phase. So here it is. Here's the stack right there. And yeah, it's in the middle of my pasture. I had one tree that I wanted to see if removing the trunk would work. So I've started it off. You can see all that nasty red junk coming out of it. I'm going to try to get this to start and show you kind of the aftermath of this. Like I said, I wanted to create a rocket effect. So really, I don't want all the air to come in this way and from here on the sides. I really just want it to come straight in here so I could feed in things like this, sticks. But for now, we'll get it to work and we'll show it to you in a little while and see if this rocket stove stump removal kind of barrel gadget thingy works. At any rate, shalom. Yeah, so it's been about 2 hours now, so it was pretty tough getting the rocket stove stump burner in action, partly because of rain here. The ground's super wet and it's been raining, but it finally is catching on pretty good. As you can see, the paint on that barrel is almost completely gone. All that red dye has been burning off. The smokestack has been working pretty darn good, and so I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, there's been a decent amount of coals and material falling through the sides. Unfortunately, that's expected. This particular design, well, the stump itself was larger than the diameter of the burn barrel, which is roughly 23 inches, a little less. And so yeah, the stump, it is what it is. It's the real world. It was bigger. Now I think next time, if I cut it down a little bit flatter to the ground, maybe then then I can move the barrel around a little bit, I guess, to do sections of it maybe. But on a tree that's less than 23 inches in diameter, this is plenty fine, and you can put it right over it. And what I would do is seal along the edge of the perimeter of the whole thing, so you create a rocket J tube effect. So yeah, instead of letting all the air just come straight in from the sides, which this particular one's doing right now. But that's fine, and it seems to be working pretty well, and it seems the rocket effect is well on its way. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the temperatures on it. So let me go ahead and... So it's about 68 degrees outside, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the temperatures. All right, so we've got about 600 or so on the burn barrel. So it's burning pretty hot now. It's 130. All right, let's go up. So it's getting cooler here. 500, 600, 600, 600, 600. Now it's getting down a little bit less. 400, 400, 300, 400. And then let's take a quick... Alright, so what I did there was I went directly over the stack. I must have hit air. Let's do it again. I went directly into the stack, and it's about 550, let's say. So yeah, it's working pretty well. Yeah, 600 on the outside. It's working pretty well. I'm going to get closer for you to get the rocket effect sounds. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah. So yeah, it's working pretty well, and the only smoke is like I said, some of the coals that have been falling off to the side. And let's see, the inside temperature right there. Yeah, it's high. So that's over 1,000 degrees. Let me try to capture one. Getting 600. 600. Yeah, 750. And like I said, it's going high on some of these readings, so that just means that it's outside the bounds of this particular infrared temperature reader. So that's over 1,000 degrees inside. So yeah, it's doing well, and so I'll keep you posted. A couple things in terms of the way this was constructed. I just wanted to say this is a lot cheaper option in terms of trying to rent, let's say, a stump grinder from one of your big box stores. The barrel itself is cheap, you know, 10 bucks or less than that. The stovepipe was free, but I suppose you could even use galvanized stovepipe, which really doesn't cost that much either. And you can use this thing multiple times. And so a really cost-effective way of taking down stumps in your homestead, and a good way to do it as well. So I'm going to keep you posted. I'm going to see what it does overnight and to see how it looks in the morning. I did stuff some more tree limbs, as you can see down there, into the stove to keep it burning, but I think it's well on its way, and so we'll see tomorrow. Alrighty. Alright, I think I'm just going to make this my final video on this rocket stove root stump remover, and because it's done a pretty good job. Now I just come back overnight. I think I started this thing around 4 o'clock the other day, and I noticed what I didn't do is load enough wood inside of the barrel, because I came to look at it this morning and this is what I found. So as you remember, the burn barrel was a little too small for the whole stump. So as you can see, yeah, some of the root here was hanging over and I didn't really get a good seal. But overall, it's done a nice job of bringing this stump down. I mean, the stump here, when I first started, was about yay high. I would say about, good 10 inches high. And it was kind of over the whole entire stump. Now, as you can see, like here, it's fallen down into the stump, created some cavities here, and inside you can see all ash. I mean, that was a nice flat end of a stump, and you can see there's some remnant wood left over here. And so, yeah, if I continue to put more wood in there, it's still, there's some ambers, and of course over here, I'm gonna bring you up to here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Forget the chemtrail. Some nose curses back, and then hey, those they're still steaming up there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, there's still smoke here. It's still going, and so yeah, maybe later on today I'll come over and just shove some more wood in it. But I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it works pretty darn well, and for the cost, yeah, can't beat that. At any rate, alrighty, hope this helps. Shalom.